Yo guys, what's up? You're probably wondering why I am in my kitchen. Um, it's because I'm going to do something a bit weird today. I'm going to stick my headlights in the oven. You've not subscribed to the wrong channel. It's not a cooking channel. But yeah, basically what I'm going to do. I don't particularly like the look of fly eye and tinted headlights and stuff. I think it just looks a bit cheap. But one thing I've done on my previous cars before is basically split the headlight lenses away from the actual headlight. So you can take the lens out and then spray around the surrounds black. You don't have to do the whole of the inside black because, yeah, basically, if you do little bits of it black, the black reflects off the reflectors. It makes the whole headlight look black from the inside. But it just looks a bit more OEM, I think, than fly eye and tint spray and stuff like that. I've just never really liked the look of it. So I'm going to split the headlights and I'll show you how I'm going to do that now. These are my headlights. Basically, one of the main reasons I bought these is actually because mine are broken. Yeah, all my brackets here that hold the grille have snapped off, and I think, to be honest, my car might have been in a slight bump on the front. It just doesn't really bother me. It drives straight, so it's only going to be a track car. So yeah, basically what I need to do is get everything off here that might melt. So basically you have to take the rubbers off, take the lights out, take the bulbs out. Yeah, basically anything that will come off, just take it off. And then these clips here, where are we at? These clips here, I'll just grab my screwdriver. Where have I put it? So, I should have really got my camera out and the tripod to do this. It would have made my life a bit easier. But basically, that you just prise under there, and those clips just come off like that. They literally just go around the lens, basically just sandwich the lens together. But they don't hold the lens on. You can take all these clips off, and the lens still won't come away from the headlight. Basically, there's a little channel that runs around the inside of here that's full of glue, and that is where we need the oven. Basically, you can try and prise them apart. You'll have great difficulty. You'll probably crack your lenses. The best way I've found to do it is put the lights in the oven. Luckily, my parents are away at the moment, so last time I got absolutely bollocked. But yeah. Basically, I'm gonna take all these clips off now, take all the backs off, and we'll stick them in the oven. I'll show you what to do. I feel a bit like Jamie Oliver at the moment. This is a bit of a weird video, but as you can see, I've taken the bulbs out. They're worth taking out because it's only thin glass, and the bulbs are only thin glass, so there's a good chance they'll crack. Take the rubber off. The rubber definitely will melt. Yeah, and then just all the clips off the metal clips, and then you want to stick it in the oven. I'd personally put it glass side down so that the plastic, put it glass side down like that so the plastic doesn't melt. Yeah, obviously the metal gets really hot, so you probably don't want the plastic touching it. And yeah, you're not cooking the headlights, so it's not like fucking cooking a pizza. You don't need it on 200 degrees. You literally just want to warm it up. So I told one of my friends to do this quite a few years back, and he went off and played Xbox and totally forgot his light was in here, and came back to a big pool of plastic in the bottom of his oven, and just a lens floating on the shelf. So I'd definitely advise not wandering off. I'd just keep an eye on it. What I do, warm it up for a little bit, try prise the lens off a little bit, see if it's moving. If it needs a little bit more, I just stick it back in. and you definitely want to get like a cloth or something to hold it with, because the glass gets super hot. Yeah, and yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just stick it on. I'm just gonna put it on like the bare minimum, 75 on this. It's so difficult to not do this without being like the style of a cooking program. But yeah, I'm just going to put it on like 75 degrees, warm it up slowly. I can take it out in a minute. I'll try prizing the lens off. If it doesn't budge, it should budge pretty easy. You'll see like the glue stretching apart. If it doesn't budge, just put it back in and keep warming it up slowly. And it'll get there eventually, and then once the glue's really warm, it'll prise apart, no bother. But honestly, if you try and do it without heating it up, you're gonna crack the lens. It's tough stuff, and you don't have to glue it to put it back together. The glue, you can actually just do this opposite thing and warm it back up again and stick it back together, and the light will seal itself. But yeah, I'll pick it up when it's been in there for a few minutes. So you can see now, well, it's difficult for me to do this while I've only got one hand. But now it's been in there for a few more minutes, it's really starting to pull apart. Come on, focusing. You see there? It's just pulling apart dead easy. I'm barely even putting any pressure on that. It's really difficult for me to film with one hand. But yeah, look at that. You just prise and it pulls apart. You see the glue pulling apart there? What I'll do is I'll just work my way around the lens, pulling it apart, and then once it's apart, I'll show you exactly where we're going to paint. So I've pulled it apart. Glues, as you can see, it's like putty more than glue. Basically, if you warm it back up again, it does just stick back together. Just make sure before you put it all back together, you just tuck it all in into the groove, and then when you press the lens in, it'll squeeze it all together. But yeah, basically, the only bit that needs to really be reflective is this back bit and here, for it not to mess the beam pattern up. So what I'm going to do is spray this bit black here. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's not needed for anything that. And the other bit I'm going to do is inside the indicator. You don't need to do the whole thing, but what I might do is just keep the back part still silver, and then when you paint the sides black, the black will actually reflect off here and it'll look black anyway. So yeah, I'm going to do that this side here, and then the upper half of the light, and then the black from there and there and there will actually reflect off the back, and it'll make the lens look black anyway, and you've still got your reflective back so it doesn't mess up your beam pattern. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull the light apart now, and then I'll show you. I'm just going to mask it all off and then spray it with cans. I was just trying to clean them up and accidentally discovered something. Basically, as you can see in this bit here, got a bit of glue into the lens and tried to wipe it off, and it ended up taking the chrome off. As you can see, it's gone back down to white plastic. I was using these flash wipes that I just found in the cupboard drawer, but actually this is really good because it takes the chrome off, takes it right back to plastic, ready to paint, and it'll actually, the paint doesn't stick to chrome very well. It does. It's not too bad on this because it's not exposed to the weather, but what I've done is actually just wiped it all away on all the surfaces that I'm going to paint. So up here, down there, and then I'm just going to do this bit now, and then the bits inside. But I just thought I'd show you that because that's quite interesting. It might even wipe off with other stuff, but I just picked those out the cupboard and wiped it down. But it'll be really nice to prime straight onto that, and it should stick a lot better than it did before. I've just masked off where I wanna where I don't want paint. So this back bit, it's difficult to tell because I've sanded it down a little bit, but the this back half bit is all white. I've cut this little bit away just because I think with that bit being black, it is actually a different, like there's an edge there. I think with that bit being black, because it's slightly overhung, it'll reflect the black into the back again and just make it look a little bit darker. So this all this back bit is chrome, is going to be chrome. I've gone over here with a bit of sandpaper around there up the top, and then on this side I've literally just done the back again. The side is going to be black, and that side as well. Yeah, so now it's all masked off. I'm going to go and stick some primer on it, start masking the other light up. Yeah, we'll get it in primer. I'll show you what it looks like in primer, and then we'll go with the black. So that's first one in primer. Yeah, just gave it a quick go over. I literally just used paint from Poundland. It's more than enough. One can's more than enough to do both lights. So that, yeah, that's primer. Yeah, you don't need to use expensive paint, or it doesn't have to be that good either, because the lens isn't clear. It's got loads of lines in, so if there's like any little imperfections, you won't be able to tell. Like, that doesn't mean just do a shit job of it, but yeah, it's not like crucial if you get like a drip or anything like that. But yeah, I'll get the black laid down on both of them, and I'll show you what it looks like. Both lights sprayed. As you can see, I'm just waiting for them to dry at the moment, but I've gone right down the back as well, down here. Yeah, down the back, because you'll see that through the lens. So I've gone right round the sides, tried to get all the sides. Yeah, and then just gone down. It's actually dried. This one's dry. It's actually dried quite smooth and nice, considering I used Poundland paint. One can was just about enough to do both properly. So yeah, I've just put plenty on. I'm just going to wait for them to dry now, and I'm going to stick them all back together, and I'll show you what they look like with the lenses back on. So that's both lights back together. I still need to polish and clean the outsides of the lenses a bit. They're still a bit tatty. There's loads of mould under here. But yeah, that's it, back together. Basically, you just push it all back together and stick the clips back on, these metal clips. There should be 4 on each light. But yeah, that's it. I'm not going to do a video of me fitting them onto the car yet, because I've got a brand new front end to go on it, so I'm going to do it all at once. But I will upload a video when I do that and show you what they look like back on the car. But yeah, that's it. If it's been helpful, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more Micra stuff. Peace out.